We're there at Kane, Brent Hubbs, VolQuest.com, little 2-minute drill. Tennessee on the practice field this morning. First workout is in the books. What do you learn? Josh Heupel visited with the media. What do you learn from today?
Yeah, I think Josh Heupel was really pleased with the energy and the effort there out in day one. I mean, there's tons of mistakes, but they're flying around making those mistakes 100 miles an hour, and I think that's what you'll take if you're a coach right now. A lot of newcomers, a lot of players that missed spring practice that were out there on the practice field for the first time. So, again, I wouldn't say it was sloppy, but just a lot of mistakes. But big takeaways for me, I mean, you got to start with the quarterbacks, right? I thought overall all four quarterbacks looked pretty decent today. Of course, throwing on air without shoulder pads for the most part. I thought Hendon Hooker was consistent, just like he was in spring. I think Harrison Bailey, probably threw the best ball that I saw today. I thought Joe Milton, the mechanics so quick, the release so quick. Needs to take a little bit off there. He's throwing fastballs on slants. He might have been a little too hyped today, but he looked good as well. So I think it starts with the quarterbacks, but overall just being back out here on the field and just the energy and the effort that was there.
Yeah, you've got a bad football team if your day one energy is not where it needs to be. So I cast that aside a little bit. My biggest takeaway, aside from the quarterbacks, and I agree, Eric, that I thought those guys looked like they had thrown a lot this summer, had a pretty good rhythm with the receivers. My biggest takeaway was from Josh Heupel talking about how far advanced he felt like they were on both sides of the ball in terms of the installs, in terms of retaining the knowledge, and how fast he felt like they could go today. You could tell he was really happy, particularly with the offense, at not the pace between snaps, but the pace at which they got things going, that there wasn't a lot of standing around. There wasn't like, okay, what do we do next? What is this? What is that? They went really fast. That's something he was very pleased with. The other thing, too, D. Beckwith's going to stay at running back for at least for a while. Cayman Marley, we thought was going to be on defense, starting out on offense. Sounds like that's probably a little bit of a recruiting promise. Not that Josh Heupel made, but that he inherited with Cayman Marley.
Yeah, and he said that's kind of a natural starting position for Cayman Marley, and that from there he can kind of get his feet under him and kind of feel things out. And then we'll have to see. Could he go to safety? Could he play a little linebacker? We don't know. But at receiver right now, a couple other players who were not in practice today. Princeton Fant was not out there. I never saw Kamal Hayden, but Josh Heupel does say that he was out there, so maybe he came after we left. And Trinity Bell is continuing to rehab from an injury. He is just not able to be out there right now. So those are three players that I saw. I didn't see Elijah Simmons go through a lot of 11-on-11 type stuff, but he was out there, he was dressed, he was going through individuals, so that's a good sign. But overall, looks like going back to knowing what to do. I mean, these guys are 15 practices in. Knowing the expectation of your position coach, even the transfers, like Josh Heupel said, I mean, yeah, maybe they haven't practiced before today with us, but they've been here since May, the most of them. They've been studying. They know exactly what the expectation is, so now it was just getting out there and going. So that's a lot of what day number one was, and of course, it can go higher or lower depending on the day from here, but looks like it was off to a good start.
Yeah, certainly, and Tennessee will be back on the practice field tomorrow. More Tennessee players are going to speak with the media tomorrow. We've got full coverage up at VolQuest.com. That's going to do it for this edition of the 2-Minute Drill. He's Eric Kane. I'm Brent Hubbs.